I was gonna film this on my normal camera, but it died, and it's Thursday, and I realized that I am busy tomorrow, so I can't even film a video for tomorrow, which sometimes I have to admit I do. So here I am, ladies and gentlemen, filming on my phone. And also, like, this is gonna be such an ironic fucking video. The reason it's ironic, especially if you fucking follow me on Twitter, is I'm depressed. Am I? I wouldn't really use that terminology, but I have PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder. Yeah, not depression. Listen, it's been really hot in the UK, in especially London today. Like I'm literally in short shorts, and I've got a fucking massive fan on, and I feel like a frazzled piece of bacon today. I really like. I'm not joking. That's an ideal way of describing exactly how I feel today. So I have PTSD, which, if you're not new here, you already know. However, I think like I shitpost a lot on Twitter. I think it's the only place I shitpost anymore, which is really sad because younger Mia, she used to shitpost on absolutely everything. Love that for her. Um, and I think a lot of people will probably think I'm depressed, but I'm just traumatized. God. um, and I don't think I've sat down and like spoken about it fully, properly. And I think this is the perfect time to do that because I think it's really ironic with the theme and title of this video. Because essentially, healing PTSD is just a constant like battle of attempting to get your life on track. Because the thing is with PTSD, this is exactly my point, people. You're not necessarily depressed. I mean, a lot of people with PTSD are, but I'm not necessarily depressed. And there are a lot of people who are genuinely happy and content. I'm really not fucking with my hair right now. Pissing me off. Um, there are a lot of people with PTSD who are happy. It sounds contradictory, but the way PTSD affects me as someone who has had depression as well is not the same way that depression affects me. Like PTSD is in specific moments, and because it is basically dictated by triggers, it's also heavily linked to my OCD. And in that way, it's kind of like deeply embedded in me more than anything else, more than depression would be, because depression is a constant and PTSD is momentary. I mean, it's a constant, don't get me wrong, but the triggers are momentary, depending on your. I'm talking about myself here, okay? Depending on your personal triggers and your personal trauma. So in those moments, in those momentary moments that I feel like a shit, I post on Twitter how shit I feel. And then I don't post about when I'm happy, which is the other 85% of the time. So I look really depressed. I'm not depressed, I'm traumatized and I'm triggered, and I'm nearing the end of my PTSD therapy, which is scaring the absolute fucking shit bollocks out of me because I, quite frankly, don't want to go through this process alone. Because even though everyone in my family that I live with and my friendship group, like everyone that I love and I'm close to, know about this, no one's a trained professional in PTSD. So that makes me feel a bit cuckoo. Because even my talking therapist, who I haven't seen since January, um, I'll be returning to her after my PTSD therapy is over, and I'm really nervous about that because having PTSD focused therapy has made me realize that she's not specified in PTSD, even though all we talk about is my PTSD because that's my biggest issue every day. Like the effects of that and the triggers and everything. She's not, like a qualified neuroscientist or whatever the fuck it is. She's a professional therapist, a professional that you can talk to. And I do need that talking therapy 100%. But I also need someone who can just, like, what I found helpful and what I always have found helpful is when I go to a professional and I say XYZ and they say, oh, you feel this way because of XYZ, like a scientific reason of like, your brain is literally doing this. That's why you feel this way in XXXXXX, whatever. So I'm really nervous. Um, and during this entire process, so specifically from January when I started my PTSD therapy, I felt really determined to get better. And as I say this, I am feeling triggered and want to cry. Everything's triggering me. So I want to be honest and say, like, I would love to come to this video and be like, here's what I did, ABC. Do it in this way, this way, this way. I have tried. I've tried in my own damn life to do it like that. I have OCD. Everything needs to be fucking compartmentalized. Doesn't happen. PTSD, own life. It's got its own life. It's got its own rules. Babe, it controls you. And I'm fucking tired of it. But the way that I've, plural, the ways that I have tried to, I don't want to say fix, I don't like that word, maintain a healthy life whilst being traumatized to hell and back, um, are things I wanted to share in case they helped other people. So, first of all, the PTSD therapy that I have is free. It's on the NHS, ripped to anyone outside of the UK. The wait list was only a few months. And bear in mind, my trauma was 5 years ago, so I could afford to wait a little bit longer. My talking therapy is not free. Another reason I'm a little bit scared to go back. But I know that therapy is. I'm not joking. I've been in consistent therapy for the last 5 years, over 5 years now, and I've been in it before that. I would genuinely not be here without it. Saying that, I also know how unaffordable it can be and how that ranges from country to country and for so many reasons and healthcare systems and whatever. So it's hard. And that breaks my heart because I don't know what I'd do without it. But if you can afford it, if you do have access to it, do it. Because I don't think there's anything else like it. Another thing I've been doing is reading. Big surprise. The bookstagrammer, booktalker, booktuber is reading. I really do think I'm funny. I hope everybody knows that. I've been reading books about trauma. Woo, woo. Big round of applause. I have a list of books that I have found really helpful, and I should have compiled that for this fucking stupid video. But the ones I can think of off the top of my head are there's two and they have really similar names. One's the nervous system reset, and the other one is the something else. Something else reset. It's gonna piss me off now. You can go on my Goodreads and have a look. I have them there. I read most of them this year, albeit I have read 100 books so far this year. You can fuck off and just go have a look. but seriously, on a serious note, I love reading it because also when I don't have someone to hold my hand through stuff and I don't have someone guiding me through stuff, I can be like, okay, um, here's a book about all the things that, like, all the facts about my brain and what's going on inside my brain and what's wrong with me. Um, and reading that science, essentially, I know not everybody's cup of tea, but it turns out to be mine at the fresh, ripe age of 22. Don't ever tell young me that because she would have fucking laughed at you. But it's been very helpful to read the science behind my brain, um, and just understanding it helps me understand myself because I can understand my emotions. I'm very self aware. Um, like I had a neuroscientist like a couple weeks ago literally say to me like, "You're not gonna live with PTSD because of how aware you are. You're too self aware to live like this." I was like, I literally started crying after that. I was like, thanks. Um, so it's not my emotions; it's the physical science because there are 110%, a million times a day, no exaggeration, a million times a day, where I genuinely feel like I'm about to explode. I feel like that right now. Like I genuinely just want to implode or explode or whatever the fuck and just get it over and done with because I'm fucking tired, I'm exhausted, and you feel like there's no hope. What the fuck am I meant to do? I don't understand. I'm not a fucking neuroscientist. What the fuck am I meant to do? And again, this neuroscientist I spoke to, again, this was free, might just be worth reaching out for some like free consultations. Um, and she was like, the reason like all your self care, which we'll get into, doesn't actually help your PTSD is because it's not rewiring the brain. You're making yourself feel temporarily better, which is great because at least you feel better for a moment, but it's not a long lasting effect on the brain, which blew me away when she said that, which sounds so fucking common sense, but I was like, whoa, fuck. um, so yeah, reading up on it to understand it as best as I can. It's frustrating because I always feel like there's more and more and more, and there are things that I will definitely, no matter how many times I read it, will never understand, and that's fine. But as long as I'm trying and as long as I'm taking in some information, I feel like I'm at least teaching myself about the inner workings of my body that I can't see or feel. I'm a poet, bitch. Which leads me on to the self care. Self care is still really important, even if it doesn't help with PTSD as much. I think also it really depends on like what your PTSD is. I think with mine, it does cause temporary relief to an extent. Um, they're not just coping mechanisms, like it actually makes me feel good. And there's definitely a difference, but it's a hard line to draw between the two. Um, the way that I have currently been doing it is a full blown skincare routine, which sounds stupid, but I literally never used to do skincare. I did it a couple times and then like I had moments where I was like really into it and then it just fell off. Like every YouTube video of mine apart from my recent one, like that routine I used a few times because I kind of like hyper fixated on it. I'm neurodivergent, I'm allowed to say that. And it fell off. I just stopped either needing it or paying attention to it or whatever. Whereas now I'm like, okay, this genuinely works for my skin. I did like full blown again scientific research into like everything that my skin needs. Um, I'm looking after it and I'm like, okay, this actually makes me feel good because I can see like some form of results on my skin. And I think also that's a physical manifestation of like action. I think like my self care needs to equal action of some kind. Um, like for example, if you've watched my vlogs, I have gone this year to quite a few classes, so clay classes like pottery making and flower arranging classes, things that I've wanted to do in forever, and I just thought, fuck it, like I'm gonna do it, and I loved doing both. And I've realized like when I have like flowers now in my vase on my desk, I like apply like those techniques that I learned in like that class and shit like that. Um, so I feel like a lot of it is like physical. It needs to be physical action. Like self care is not just like fucking meditate. Like what is that gonna fucking do for me? And I say that, and I did it the other day, and I like felt okay. Which leads me to say something I never thought I'd fucking say about exercise. Disgusting. Ugh. So against my brand of being a lazy bitch, but there's a reason that like people with PTSD, a lot of people do running because you have the runner's high, which basically contradicts the hormones and all the stuff going on in your brain that you usually get with PTSD. So I haven't been running. Don't go that far ahead. I've been walking, but I've been walking quite a bit. Um, and it's felt really good to get out the house because also I work from home, so I often feel really lonely a lot of the time, which is in addition to my PTSD, but also just naturally my environment. I work from home. I'm always home. The only time I'm not home is when I'm at my best friend's house. Literally, I don't leave the house, not because I don't want to, but because I work all the time. And then when I rest, I'm in bed reading or watching Law and Order. Um, so yeah, I just feel like the things that I need to do have to have some sort of physical exertion. I need to go somewhere. I need to do something. I need to make something, use my hands. That sounded so wrong, but you get it. You get it. Um, I think also, like, obviously, something that's really big is noticing your own bad behaviors. There are some I will continue to do probably for a while. Um, that are harder to get out of. But one thing that I've noticed that I've tried to stop doing recently, I've known this for over a year, okay, but I like overwork myself when I'm sad. Like it's 8 p.m. right now, I want to work because I'm sad. But I won't, so I'm doing this instead. I literally had to pick up my camera. I was like, you're going to do something else because I know full well you don't need to work right now. You can, but you don't need to. Put it away. Put your work emails away. So I did. Here I am. Um, and the other day, I was really, really, really sad, really triggered, and I sat down with a book, which I do a lot, but like not for a long period of time. I usually read in increments because of my work schedule. And it was like 5 p.m., 4 p.m. I turned my laptop off, turned like off all my work emails, turned on Law and Order, got into bed at that time, and did not leave my bed at all and just slept. Um, I read and then slept. So I read for like 4 or 5 hours straight, ate in that time in bed. I don't think I pissed once, and then fell asleep. And I did feel better for it. I did. Um, so again, it's contradictory because I'm like, oh, I need to be active. I need to do this, but also I need to learn how to fucking rest, bro. See, this is why I get frustrated, and also why I get sad because I think I don't understand the contradictory aspects of PTSD. I don't understand the way my brain works to a degree, and it really frustrates me and upsets me. Hope. Other things, not that anyone would notice, but I am trying to get myself together physically. I believe I lost weight again, not for any reason. I just fluctuate in weight. Um, so I'm trying to eat more, which I have been doing. Yay me. I'm also getting a haircut because my hair is pissing me the fuck off in the past few months. I mean, past few weeks. And also every month I do get a massage because I have a shit back. I sleep funny. I literally sleep like a pretzel. My friends don't believe me when I say this, and then they see me sleep. I sleep like a pretzel. And yeah, I'm just looking after my body, looking after my body, however the fuck I can. And also, yes, I am being materialistic, bitch. In that time, buying myself shit that I need for my closet. And when I say need, I mean need. Like I don't have this in my closet already. You know what I mean? I'm not like just buying for the sake of buying. I'm buying shit I'm gonna enjoy. I'm buying an iPad because I want to be an iPad kid. Do you know how much my life expectancy has probably gone up after buying my iPad? The amount that I play Townscapes. What am I, 80? Might as well be, bitch. So yeah, I've spent quite a bit of money. But also I've also worked very hard and earned a lot of money. So I'm very proud of myself in that sense. And I've used it smartly. I've saved a lot. And I've spent it on a week holiday to go see my family in Cyprus. Because I've been saying from January, I need a beach holiday, I need a beach holiday, I need a beach holiday, I need a beach. I have family in Cyprus. Just go fucking see your family in Cyprus. It's cheap, bitch. It's cheap. It's Cyprus. No one knows what Cyprus is. Ideally, I'd love to go back to Greece, the motherland, but alas, Spenny. So, yeah, those are the things I've been focusing on. I'm very lucky to have very good relationships with the people in my life, so I don't feel like that's something I've needed to work on necessarily. Um, and also, I am a beautiful bitch, but I haven't felt it because of my PTSD recently. Um, but I also don't speak badly about myself to myself or anything like that. So I feel like it's also not the biggest thing I'm working on. I'm also working on my behaviors and like keeping myself at a level where I don't dip into suicide. So that's where we are in life, guys, and that's where we'll probably stay for the next 3 to 6 months. But yeah, the next few months are very busy. I'm excited. I'm also not excited. I don't like how fast time is going. It really, really unnerves me. But I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Tell me down below also what you do to make yourself feel better. Okay, bye.